The appellants and other claimants brought proceedings in the High Court, challenging both the lawfulness of the Rwanda policy generally, referred to as the generic challenge, and the government's decisions specifically to remove each of them to Rwanda.
The Court of Appeal has ruled that the government's flagship Rwanda plan to deport illegal migrants to this African nation is unlawful. What this boils down to is essentially the fact that they don't believe that Rwanda is a safe country for these illegal migrants, not necessarily because Rwanda is unsafe in itself, but the fact that they are not sure that when migrants go there, they won't be sent back to their home country where they could potentially face persecution. This is going to be incredibly disappointing for the government. You might remember a few months ago, they actually won a similar case in the High Court, whose judges did rule that it was a safe scheme. But this is far from over. We can expect Suella Braverman, the Home Secretary, likely today to confirm that she is escalating this case to the Supreme Court, Britain's highest court in the land, and essentially that is going to be the finale showdown about whether Rishi Sunak and his ministers can carry through this flagship promise to send migrants to Rwanda and ultimately deliver their ambition to stop the boats. Well, one of the issues why Rishi Sunak is so keen to win this legal battle is because he sees it as a real sort of touchstone issue for the country. He thinks that the court of public opinion is on his side. It's a very visible issue. You know, day after day, we do see small boats arriving on the south coast, and he is banking on the fact that many of the public are just fed up with this. But one of the reasons why Rishi Sunak has made stopping the boats one of his 5 pledges ahead of the next election is because he obviously sees this as a massive issue. You know, day after day, the public are seeing boats coming in from the south coast illegally, and he basically thinks that the public are sick of this. And I think that he's right. You know, you sort of look at polling, and time after time, illegal migration is one of the things, especially in those red wall areas, which he's so desperate to cling on to after Boris Johnson won them back in 2019. For these communities, that is a real problem. And I think that he believes that, you know, while he might have lost an element of today's ruling, the court of public opinion is on his side, and he's going to fight tooth and nail to make sure he can push this agenda through. You might remember, I mean, this has been a long legal battle. Boris Johnson first announced this scheme years ago, and we still haven't had a single deportation flight take off to Rwanda. It seems in the months ahead, this is finally going to come to a head at the Supreme Court. And you can bet your life on the fact that the government are going to go in there armed to the teeth with legal fights so they can really try and push this through and essentially try and get flights to Rwanda by the next election. But that's going to be really touch and go by now.